Hello and welcome to week 2 of English 111 online, Shaw University, Professor Jason Morgan. So we are going to show you how and what we're going to be doing this week. So just as a reminder, last week the thing you should have done was read the syllabus, and then you should have printed up the student acknowledgement form. There's 2 pieces of paper with that. You should have read them, you should have filled them out and signed them, scanned them, and then submitted them. And I've moved where it was submitted down to week 2 because that's actually the 20th. So you have until Wednesday the 20th to submit it. To submit it, you click on the student acknowledgement form and you just submit the file. There you go. That's how that's done. What are we doing this week? Well, we're going to introduce paper 1, which is the narrative. I'm just going to do an overview of that. I'm going to talk about MLA formatting. That's what we're doing. And then you get to begin working on your first writing assignment, which is Thesis 1, which is basically just the first paragraph of this paper. So that's really not too stressful, hopefully. Let's kind of go ahead and go through it. Again, the assignments that are due. You have the student acknowledgement form. You have to do that. It's due the 20th. You'll post the introduction form. I'll show you that in a second. This is extra credit. That is due by the 22nd. And then the MLA extra credit quiz is also extra credit to get you started with some good extra credit. And that's due on the 25th. Now, if you think extra credit is something that you just say, oh, I'm not going to do that because I don't need it yet, do it. You'll appreciate yourself later. Anyway, so student acknowledgement form is right there. Okay. For the class, I created a whole different video for MLA formatting. MLA is a particular type of way you set up your papers for this class. So once you're done watching this video, right now that you're currently watching, you're going to watch this video, that shows you and explains MLA formatting. We'll talk about the assignment in just a second. So let's go ahead and just take a look at this introduction form. The introduction form is basically like a discussion board. It's where you can post information for others to see. We'll have several of these throughout the semester, more than likely. What I would like you to do is just kind of introduce yourself. You post your introduction by the 22nd, by 11:55. To do that, you just click on it. And then, oh, look, see, there's a whole bunch of people already said, yay. So let's see. Okay, a little bit about me. So let's say I'm going to click on this guy. Who's this guy? I'm not me. What does that even mean? And then, so you can see this is my introduction. And then you could reply to me and say, hey, wow, that's cool, or whatever. But that's kind of what the forum is about. That's what we are wanting to do. So, again, please post that. Again, if you do it, you will receive 1% of extra credit to your overall grade, which everyone can use. Okay? Yes, that is wonderful. Let's go back to week 2. Okay, so that's the introduction form. Also on here, you'll see the MLA formatting quiz. There is a quiz. You can it's worth extra credit. You can take it up to 2 times. And after you take it the first time, it'll show you the correct answers. The point here is for you to understand it. Again, if you score 100%, you get a full point of extra credit towards your overall grade. That is huge. So make sure you take this. You'll have till the 25th to take that one. This MLA formatting quiz you'll want to take after you actually watch the MLA formatting lecture, because that gives you all the answers. Imagine that. Okay, now, the other thing for this week is the narrative. Now, we're going to be writing 3 papers for this class. You're welcome. The first one is called a narrative. It's basically a narrative is a story. And next week, you'll actually be reading a chapter that talks about narratives. So the narrative, this paper right here, it kind of gives you an overview of what this assignment is about. So let's just click on that. That'll open up a new document. Okay. So basically for this assignment, you get to choose one of 2 options. Okay. You can choose a time when you did something that took a lot of nerve, a time when you didn't follow the crowd, or a time when you stood up for your beliefs. Okay. Then you can just kind of read through the rest of this. You're going to tell a story about that. Okay. Something that took a lot of nerve or whatever. Or you can write a story about we all have memories connected to our experiences. Think about an experience you feel you'll always remember. Try to picture the time, the place, and the people involved. Okay, so then you're going to basically describe what this was. But more importantly, you also need to make sure it's very clear why you picked one of these things. Okay, so why, if you picked an experience of, let's say, going on vacation to the beach one summer, why pick that one over every other thing you could have chosen? Okay, or the time that you did something that took a lot of nerve, why pick that one? So it's not only enough to tell the story, but you need to say in the story, not blatantly say, this is why I picked this one. But it needs to be clear why you did this. And that'll make more sense once we read the next chapter. Again, this is just a general overview. So I just want you to start thinking about what you want to write about. Okay, you can either that one or that one. The final version of this paper will be 2 to 5 pages in length, type double-spaced, Times New Roman, and using the MLA formatting standards, which you will have learned or will learn when you watch that lecture. So again, that's just the overview, you know. It's like, oh, I've already got to write a 2 to 5 page paper. Kind of, but we're going to break it up a little bit. So if you peek ahead, you'll notice that for next week, and actually you can start working on it this week, is that you need to begin working on the rough draft of Thesis 1. Basically what that means is, when we jump down here, okay, and this is where you'll post it once you're done, which is due January 25th by 11:55, which is on a Monday. Write the first paragraph of your narration paper. It should be engaging, free from errors. Make sure the reader wants to keep reading. Okay, just turning this in, okay, is just worth 10% as long as you turn it in. So all you have to do right now is think about a topic you want to write about, and then write the first paragraph, 3 to 4 sentences, which will do it. And that's the rough draft, and then we'll kind of work on that. Also, peeking ahead till next week, that's when we start getting into the textbook. So make sure if you don't have the textbook, then remember that you need to go here, how to access MindTap. That's where you get the textbook, which is right there. Click on that and it explains how to do that. Anyway, so again, to recap for week 2, we introduced the narrative paper, okay, which again is right there. MLA formatting, you watch this video, explains, there's a lecture that explains how to do it. Tied to that is this extra credit quiz. Okay, the MLA formatting quiz. It's extra credit. Please do it. Also, we want you to do the, we when I mean me, the introduction form, so we can know a little bit about you and get to know your fellow students. And then, yeah, make sure you have submitted the student acknowledgement form. So again, every little thing like this has a purpose. It's not just there to look pretty. Okay, so that's what we're doing for week 2. If you have any questions, please email me. I'm happy to help. Thanks.